One day, a young boy made a very brave phone call. He called the boss of a big company. This was not a call to ask about a job or for help with schoolwork. He wanted something very special, parts for a machine. Most people would say no to a student, but this boss was not like most people. He said yes. Later, the boss would smile every time he thought about that call. Why? Because the boy who asked for parts grew up to be Steve Jobs, the man behind Apple. This moment shows how big dreams can start small. A teen with courage and hope reached out and got a chance. That chance helped build something amazing. Can you imagine calling the head of a company when you are still a student? It sounds like a dream, but it really happened to the young Steve Jobs. His journey started with that one call. But who was he before Apple? What made him so bold? This story will tell you how it all began. Get ready to be amazed. Steve Jobs was born in 1955. His real parents could not take care of him. So, another family adopted him and gave him a home in California. Steve's new father was Paul. Paul worked with machines. He showed Steve how to fix things and use tools. They worked together in the garage for hours. While working in the garage, Paul told Steve that everything should look good, even parts that people do not see. This stayed with Steve all his life. Steve liked machines but did not enjoy school. He was bored and did not listen. One teacher gave him money just to behave in class. That teacher saw something special in Steve. She helped him learn more. Because he did so well, he skipped a grade and went to middle school early. But middle school was not easy. Some kids were not kind to him. Steve told his parents he wanted to stop school if he could not move to another one. To help Steve, his family moved houses. They went to a new town called Los Altos. There, Steve went to a better school and started feeling happy again. At the new school, Steve made a friend named Bill Fernandez. Bill also liked to play with wires and lights. They quickly became good friends. Bill told Steve about another person. His name was Steve Wozniak. He was older, but he also loved electronics. Soon, they all started doing projects together. Steve Jobs got his first job at Hewlett-Packard. He had called the company's boss and asked for help. The boss liked his courage and gave him a job. At his new job, Steve helped with machines. He was still in high school, but he was already learning from real engineers. This gave him new skills. At the same time, Steve loved to read. He liked old stories and poems. He read books by Shakespeare. He also enjoyed learning more about type and style. Steve later went to a college in Oregon, but he did not stay long. He left school after one term, but he did not stop learning new things. Even after leaving college, Steve still joined some classes. He did not pay for them. One of these was a writing class about calligraphy. This class taught him about beautiful writing. He said this helped him make Apple computers with nice-looking words and letters on screen. After leaving college, Steve worked at Atari. It was a company that made games. He helped with wiring and small parts inside the machines. Atari did not pay very well, and Steve needed money. He wanted to visit India. He believed the trip would help him grow inside and learn more. So Steve left for India. He had little money. He rode on busy buses, lived simply, and got very sick. He still wanted to find a deeper meaning in life. While in India, Steve learned to sit quietly and think. This is called meditation. He practiced it often to feel calm and stay focused. Steve also tried a drug called LSD. Many young people took it at that time. He said it helped him see the world in a new and creative way. He believed these new experiences helped shape his mind. He began to see that life was not only about money. It was about doing special work. After coming back from India, Steve Jobs started working with Steve Wozniak again. They wanted to make a new kind of computer together. Wozniak built a computer at home. It was small, but smart. Jobs looked at it and said, "We can sell this." They named it the Apple I. They did not have a real office. They worked in Jobs' family garage and sold the Apple One to people who liked computers as a hobby. The first computers sold well, so Jobs and Wozniak made a better one. It was called the Apple II. It had color and was easy to use for everyone. The Apple II was a big hit. In just 1 year, it made 3 million. In 2 years, this number became 200 million. The computer was not just for fun. People could use it at schools, homes, and even offices. It was simple and fast, and people loved it. Jobs worked very hard during this time. He talked to people who wanted to give money to Apple. He was young, but he had big ideas. In 1980, Apple became a public company. This means people could buy shares. On the first day, Apple was worth 1.2 billion. Because of this, Steve Jobs became a millionaire. He was only 25 years old. That is very young to have so much money. While Apple was growing fast, Steve Jobs had big problems in his personal life. His girlfriend got pregnant, but he did not want to be a father at first. Jobs did not help much with the baby. The girl was named Lisa. A test later showed that Jobs was truly her father, and he slowly started to care for her. Later, Jobs and Lisa became close. Steve even named a computer Lisa after her. But the computer was not a big success like others before it. At this time, things also got hard at Apple. Even though Jobs helped start the company, some people did not like his way of leading. Jobs was asked to leave a top job at Apple. He stayed at the company but worked in an office far from others. He called it Siberia. Feeling sad, Jobs left Apple in 1985. He said it hurt to leave, but he still loved to make new things. He was ready to build something new. After leaving Apple, Steve started a new company. He named it Next. He wanted to make better computers for schools and offices. In 1988, Next made its first computer. It looked nice and worked well, but it cost too much money. Not many people could buy it. Because people did not want to pay so much, Next did not sell well. Steve then stopped selling computers and started making software. While running Next, Steve bought a new company. Its name was Pixar. He got it from George Lucas, a movie maker who worked on Star Wars. Steve had a big dream. He wanted Pixar to make a full movie using only computers. After some time, the team made Toy Story. Toy Story came out in 1995. It was the first movie like this. People loved it, and it was a big win for Pixar and Steve Jobs. After Toy Story, Pixar became a big name in movies. Then it went public. That means people could buy small parts of the company. On the first day of Pixar's public sale, Steve's shares were worth $1 billion. He made a lot of money from it. This was almost like before when Apple became big. Steve was happy again, and soon Apple wanted him to come back to help the company. After Toy Story, Steve Jobs went back to Apple. The company was not doing well. They asked him to help again, and he became the new boss of Apple. Steve made many changes. One of them was the iMac. This computer was round and came in many colors. People loved its fun look and easy use. Next, he helped make the iPod. With the iPod, people could keep many songs in their pocket. It changed how people around the world listened to music. After the iPod, Steve and the Apple team made the iPhone. It was not just a phone. It could also play music, take pictures, and use the internet. The iPhone was small but powerful. People could send messages and get directions. Soon, many people around the world wanted to own one. Then came the iPad. It was bigger than a phone but smaller than a computer. Kids, parents, and workers all found new ways to use it every day. With these new tools, Apple became the top tech company. From fun music players to smart devices, Steve helped change the way people live. Even with a busy job, Steve cared about his family. He spent time at home, took care of his kids, and enjoyed life with his wife. He also looked for his birth family. Steve met his birth mother and found he had a sister named Mona. They grew close and stayed in touch. In 2003, Steve Jobs got very bad news. Doctors found he had a rare kind of cancer in his body. It was in a part called the pancreas under the stomach. Doctors told him to have an operation right away. But Steve waited. He tried other ways like eating only plants and using needles to feel better. In 2004, Steve finally had surgery to remove the tumor. Some said waiting made it worse. Still, he went back to work and tried to live a normal life. In 2005, Steve gave a talk at Stanford. He told people to follow what they love and not to waste time. He said to live like each day may be the last. Steve's words touched many people. He talked about life, death, and why we must use our time well. His message was simple but very strong. Steve's health got worse over time. In 2009, he had a new liver. While he got better for a while, the sickness stayed inside and came back later. In 2011, Steve Jobs stepped down from his job at Apple. He said he could not work like before. He gave the job of CEO to his friend, Tim Cook. Though Steve left his big job, he stayed close to Apple. He still gave ideas and helped for some weeks after that. But he was getting weaker fast. On October 5, Steve Jobs died with family by his side. He was only 56 years old. His death made people all around the world very sad. When Steve Jobs died, people everywhere shared kind words. Many said he changed the world. He was more than a leader, he was a dreamer too. The state of California made a special day to remember Steve. Other big companies also said thanks. They knew Steve's ideas helped them grow. Steve had a small funeral with only close family. The world said goodbye to a great thinker who gave us new tools, new dreams, and new ways to live. Steve Jobs was not just a man who made computers. He helped change how people use music, phones, and the internet. His ideas touched many parts of life. From working in a small garage to making some of the best tools in the world, Steve showed what can happen when you follow what you love to do. He cared a lot about how things looked and worked. He believed even the parts people do not see should be made with care and should be good too. Many people liked Steve not just because of what he made, but because of what he believed. He thought we should all do what makes us happy inside. He worked hard to make simple things that many people could use. He wanted computers and phones to help people, not to be hard or confusing. Even when things were not easy, Steve did not give up. He tried new ideas, worked with others, and did not stop until the job was done well. He told young people to take chances and follow their hearts. He shared messages about life, hope, and being brave in hard times. The way he talked and led others made people listen. He was a strong leader and helped teams make great things that people still use today. Even after he died, people remember what he said. His life story helps others try new things and dream big just like he did. People around the world know the name Steve Jobs. His work still lives on in the phones, computers, and ideas people use every day. He is not just someone from the past. His thinking still helps new workers, students, and makers to try things in new and smart ways. Steve Jobs will always be remembered. He showed how one person with an idea can change the future for millions of people.